Hello everyone. It's James again. And today, before I start a good healthy workout, I wanted to talk to you today about the Narcissist do test. You see, I was just watching a video by the Ukrainian Lens. She's a young lady that has been making videos talking about men and women issues. And she just made a video on the topic of women crap testing men, and what it means to her as a woman when it's done to a man. Now I have to say, she does mention, when it happens, that men should call out the women when they do this type of thing. However, at the same time, she mentions very honestly that it's a normal thing that women do as it's hardwired into them, and might come about because they are hormonal and so on. Now, she also mentioned that even in years past women would still do these crap tests. And I believe she was being honest giving her thoughts when she made these statements. Now, I did make a comment on her video, but I wanted to talk to you ladies and gentlemen today about this crap test, which in my opinion is nothing more than the narcissistic do test. Because these are the tests narcissists, no matter they be a man or woman, will do on someone to see if they will be a good victim to their future abuse or not. It's that simple. That's why it's called a crap test. Or the other word people like to use. Or a do test. It's to see how much crap or do you will put up with. And the only way to successfully do well on this test is to leave. That's the only way. Because if you stay, regardless if you argue back, or so-called stand your ground, if you stay, you are giving a green light for them to mistreat you, and you are saying it's okay this treatment happens to you, by the way of you sticking around. Now, did people, including women, do these tests in years past? Yes, they did. And that's why you had people even back then having relationships and families with narcissist spouses. However, the healthy families had a different test. Yes, there is a healthy way to test someone. And it's something that most people that talk about narcissistic abuse mention. And that's time. Time. And seeing if a person's actions match up to their words. You see, in years past, were there people, in this case women, since that's the example she gave in her video, that did this behavior, acting nice one moment, and then a chaotic mess the next? Yes. Yes, there were. But there was another group of women that would look for characteristics as their test. For an example, let's say a woman back then was interested in a man, and she noticed how well he treated his little brother or little sister. Maybe he helped them out with their homework, like by saying, "I will be there in an hour, because 5 o'clock is when I help my brother with his homework." This to a woman shows a lot of things, at least back then, that this man is kind, decent, and caring. Or let's say he has a member of his family that is disabled, and he takes his time to bring this person shopping. Or he might take this person to an appointment. Now again, narcissists can do these nice things too as a smokescreen. But they usually will let their mask slip at some point. And they will show who they are either on accident or on purpose. Which is why you want to observe someone's words and deeds over time. However, the person that has good intentions, though they aren't perfect, their actions and words will by and large match up to each other, even after a long period of time. And good women back then would look at hard work, loyalty and honesty as good traits and ways of seeing if a man was good to have a relationship with, marry, and eventually have children with. Also in this, they did look at the protector traits as well. And much of that went hand in hand with being responsible. Men in that era had no problem protecting themselves with their hands if someone was trying to hurt them or a family member. Though I will say, violence is wrong. But self-defense, we all have that right. And most men back then that were decent and masculine didn't run around beating people up. But you got a sense that they weren't to be tangled with. They had no problem fixing things in the house and taking care of the difficult tasks that required strength. And for a good woman, that's truly all she needed to see. To know she was safe with him. She didn't need to get him into a fight with another man. To watch the two men go at it with their fists over her. Now, with that being said, were there women that did engage in such chaos? You betcha. And those were women just like today. That should have been avoided. And those were women that caused men back then great stress. And more than likely put them in an early grave. The Bible talks about this, letting us know that these types of women that are nice one moment and chaotic the next will bring us nothing but trouble. But a good woman is a delight. The problem is, with a lot of the anti-male groups, the good women that looks for the good traits in a man and encourages masculinity has been bred almost out. I say almost, because there are some good women still left. However, society has encouraged this reckless, chaotic behavior in women, to the point when men are given the do-do test, they by and large stay. Because they have been told by society and the media, this is just how women are. And it's normal. Now, in Ukrainian Len's video, I don't think she was trying to make excuses for this behavior. Nor do I think she was saying it was good. But I think the honest mistake that she's making is saying that it's normal. Because though many women did this kind of thing in years past, many didn't. Because seeing a man in action in his daily life for many women was enough. And they knew that if they blew it and acted up in a negative way, they could lose what they considered to be a good man. Because back then this is how some, not all but some women talked. You know, so and so is a good man and won't put up with that kind of mess. If you want to be with him, you better drop that attitude right now. Some listened. Some didn't. Some men stayed and went to an early grave. Some didn't and ended up with a good wife. But I think when we are talking about these crap tests, or do-do tests, it's important to talk about what they really are. It's a way for a woman or man that has bad intentions for you, to see if you will allow them to basically do or crap in and on your life. And if they will stick around and let it happen. That's all it is. It's like back when you were a child and another child came to you on the playground and said, "Give me your candy and I will be your friend." You give them the candy and they still aren't your friend. Or they might act like they are for a short while. Then before you know it, they want $1 from you. Or they want your bike. Or when playing they push you in the mud and laugh. Now do you see what happened here? All this person did with this first conversation they had with you, is to see if you would put up with their future nasty behavior. That's all they were doing. And if you stay, no matter what arguments you have back and forth, but if you stay, these so-called people will indeed abuse you. And you need to know. This is the method the narcissist man or woman uses to set up their victims for future abuse. The problem is when someone like Ukrainian Lens mistakes this behavior as normal, instead of understanding. Those that run our society has made this behavior normal. That's why you see more do testing. And women thinking it's okay to do this. And men accepting it. Yes. I know. Men can do it too. As I just mentioned several times. But we are talking about what society deems to be normal. And sadly society deems these crap tests on men to be normal. Thus more women are doing them. But what women need to be doing is teaching women the old way of picking a decent man. What to look out for. What to check for. And this will encourage more men to want to fit this mold of a decent man. Which is something I will talk about in another video. Well, that's all I have for now. If you want to check out the video from the Ukrainian Lens, I will leave a link for it below. And tell her James Be Good 4000 sent you. With that said, I want to say thanks to all those that have just subscribed to my channel. I do appreciate it. And to those that have been long-time subscribers, I appreciate you as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We are working hard for a goal of 200,000 subscribers, so we can get this information of narcissism and how this world really works to as many people as we can. Also, please don't forget to click the little bell to be notified each and every time I make a new video. And for those of you that are supporting by the way of Patreon, I say humbly, thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate your support. With that said, let's continue to pray for wisdom. Let's continue to pray for strength. And let's continue to pray for courage. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.